just to sort of finish up on the whole Casey thing. I don't know if you've heard it. You might have done if you're a fan, but he did a podcast recently with Andrew Schultz,
Oh, I don't think I've heard that one.
and in it he gets asked about the CNN deal he did, and I'm totally paraphrasing it, and I'll get it wrong, but they were trying to recruit him to come in and work for them, or maybe it was another network. I can't remember, but he basically said, "Why would I do that? I'm getting more I'm getting more views on my videos every day than," and he reeled off like 3 or 4 networks combined a week or something like that. And it just backs up your point 100%, right? It's not about the camera. It's not about I mean, his editing is very good, but
I mean, he's just been a huge inspiration. I kind of religiously watched his, like, every
same.
lunch break. I'd be like, cool, right, getting on a Casey vlog.
Even now, James, when the notification bell comes up, like Casey's released, because he does it like
Yes.
once every month or 2 months
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
days. It's like, oh my god, sweet, just drop everything. It's like, right, next 10 minutes, I'm watching that.
Yeah, he's an absolute, and as I say, that course I did, which took a few weeks, and you had to, you made 2 films during that course as well. One of them was like zero planning,
Yeah.
you've just got to run and
I think
gun
I
with
remember that. Did you do a video on YouTube about doing the course? Do I remember seeing that?
I might have talked about it on
I'm sure you did.
somewhere. I basically did 2 videos. One of them was like, have a rough idea, pick up a camera and go
Yeah.
and film it.
Yeah.
And the other one was a more considered story that you wanted to.
It did. I tell you what it was. You cycled from your house into the middle of Birmingham along the canals.
Yeah, so that was the run and gun one. That was
Yeah.
like, I've got an idea. Like, it's like 10 or 11 miles into Birmingham. I can do it all on the canals. I was like, I'm going to try and find some stuff along the way. And
Yeah.
I called it In Search of Interesting. It didn't perform that well, but it was a good exercise.
Yeah.
And then the more considered one was a story about training my dog, who is snoring in the background, if you can hear. Which is about training her to run behind the bike when I'm in the woods.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that one actually.
Called Trail Dog, and that, with it being a bit more considered, that's performed really, really well on the channel. I'd love to do more of that kind of stuff, because it's hard work to film it, but the end result is like a really lovely film that I'll look back on, and when I'm sat in an old people's home, remembering when I was rad.
Wow, do you know what? It's funny you say that. That's something I think about when it comes to Casey's videos. And he said it in the podcast as well the other day. He said however much hard work it was doing these daily vlogs for 800 odd days in a row, he's got his life documented. Yeah. Every little thing he's done. It's just he can just drop in, and there's a little bit of me that's really jealous of that.
That's genuinely the reason for starting the Original Cyclist channel. Was I just wanted to experiment, to see whether I could build a channel. But ultimately, like, algorithms are going to change, platforms will become less popular. Like, I'll have YouTube in 10, 15 years might not be a thing anymore. Who knows? But I'll have those videos that, I've had great memories from, of riding with mates generally, whether that's bike packing up to the Peak Districts and like having a giggle on the way, or doing a big epic ride in the lakes, or like, there'll be things I'll be able to look back on, and when I can't do that when I'm old, and just be like, oh, that was great fun, kind of thing. So
these were the days.